This is Meteorologist Matthew East. Thanks for clicking on to the Friday edition of the Carolina weather video. The surface chart this morning from across the lower 48. Of course, the big feature around our area is our area of low pressure, which has moved inland into the Carolinas, and that has caused very breezy conditions and some rain across the Carolinas. There's the temperature map across the lower 48. Again, we have this push of milder air up into portions of the plain states. And we're also watching mild air moving in from the Atlantic into the Carolinas. More on that in just a second. Across our region, there's the sea level pressure chart, and that low pressure area continuing to move inland this morning across South Carolina. And we've seen lots of very breezy conditions through the night and still continuing this morning in the western and central Piedmont. And I think the winds will eventually subside as today unfolds, but still quite breezy through the morning hours and even into the portions of the afternoon. Let's go back in time. This is 3 o'clock this morning as that area of low pressure was making landfall on the upper South Carolina coast, really not far from Myrtle Beach. This was never classified as a tropical storm or a subtropical storm, but for our friends along the coast, this had all the look and feel of a pretty decent tropical storm as it came inland, and conditions improving today along the Carolina coastline. All right, there's temperatures. We actually started off the day in the upper 50s for much of the Piedmont, but this milder air is moving on westward with time, and that makes for a very tricky high temperature forecast today. A little unclear how far west that milder air makes it. Probably staying in the 60s for Charlotte and Greensboro, but it's a close call. We might see some spots popping up toward the lower 70s if that milder air tries to work on in here with time. All right, there's the radar. Of course, the shower activity all associated in the Carolinas with that area of low pressure. And there's the satellite imagery. One thing to note, I'm noticing some sunshine trying to wrap into the eastern Carolinas. So we might even see a few peaks of sunshine later in the day, but I think certainly more clouds than sun, and there will be some showers from time to time. Off to the modeling. This is the 6C run of the GFS model today, 2 o'clock this afternoon. That low pressure a little south of Charlotte, occasional showers occurring. Here's the 2 a.m. tomorrow chart. That low pressure really weakening. And notice down the Atlantic Ocean, that is Tropical Storm Kyle. For the latest on Kyle, or my thoughts on Kyle this morning, click over to the tropical weather video. Here we are as we get into 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, on Saturday afternoon. Still could be a few showers, but certainly improving conditions this weekend. There'll be some intervals of sunshine, and both Saturday and Sunday could feature a few showers, but certainly not a washout at all. That's Sunday, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Monday, as we're looking at a pretty quiet day. Highs Sunday and Monday probably up toward the lower 80s in many spots. And here we are Tuesday, and I will say from this point on, the 6Z GFS really diverges from what the 0Z run did, and I don't think the 6Z run's handling things correctly. We'll explain that here in just a second. Here we are Tuesday, and on the 6Z run here, we have a cold front marching its way through the Ohio Valley. Tuesday would still be a warm day around here if this model is correct. By Wednesday, that front moves on into the area, and we'll see this cooler air trying to filter in here from the north. But the cool shot much less pronounced here on the 6C run compared to the prior run of the GFS, and really I think it's out of touch with what happens the rest of the week. Here we are as we go through Thursday and Friday of next week, and it really keeps most of the significantly cooler air bottled up off to our north. I don't really think that that is correct, as I think we'll probably see a pretty good shot of cool air move in here mid to late next work week. And here's the European model. This is valid 8 o'clock in the evening Wednesday, and that is really a full latitude trough here across the eastern part of the country. That is a discharge of air straight up from northern Canada, and that would be a good shot of colder air. And I think the European is onto the right type of scenario here, and I do think odds are we see a pretty good shot of some chillier air by the mid to late portions of next week, by Wednesday or certainly Thursday and Friday. All right, reminders, my blog address, mattheweast.blogspot.com. If you want to drop me an email, please feel free to do so, matthew.east@news14.com, and Time Warner Cable Channel 14. That is where you can find News 14 Carolina in the Wilmington and Morehead City, as well as Raleigh, Greensboro, and Charlotte television markets, and, of course, on the web at www.news14.com. That's it for this Friday edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Everyone have a great weekend. The next edition of the video will be posted bright and early on Monday morning. Have a great weekend, and God bless.